Last time on Dragon Ball Kakumei, the Grand Priest was able to freeze in time the resurrected gods and angels. However, this would not be an end-all solution to their problem, but would buy them 2 years to prepare for the impending war. He then alerted all planets throughout the cosmos of the dire situation, giving them the chance to fight or not, and even choose the side of their liking. This is part 3 of the Dragon Ball Kakumei Full Color series. Check out the full color and black and white playlist below. Thinking, the gang only has 2 years. They're gonna have to get organized with everyone. Vegeta adds not only that, but everyone will have to set a goal and role for themselves for the war. And by the way, they need to find that Broly guy. He has huge potential and could be very useful. He asks Bulma if she can go get him and his friends, all green and all orange, who, with an eye roll, reminds him they do have names. And for his own part, Vegeta will send Gohan, Goten, and Trunks to see Whis. With any luck, he should be able to bring out the best in him. Away, Piccolo does his usual routine. As a mysterious stranger appears behind the Namekian, he inquires if he can help them. In space, Bulma chews out Jocko. She screeches to know what he means by "I'm too busy." He needs to hurry up and get to Earth and stop being so selfish. Reluctantly, the Galactic Patrolman agrees as she hangs up the phone. Trying to save face with his comrade, he hollers, "What? It's fine! She just wants me to go find someone! I can do that for a friend, right?" Though turning away, his other protests he didn't say anything. Still ranting, Bulma swears that Jocko is such a slacker. Even when a war is about to break out, he tries to find a way to postpone what he's asked to do. Like seriously, he can do that for a friend, right? Tending to the little one, Vegeta smirks that when she's angry, even the greatest of warriors can't stop her. Heading outside to let her blow off some steam, she can still be heard as the door closes. She vows to tear his eyes out. That darned latex-coated alien! Galactic Patrol her at... Just wait until she finds out that latex is actually just his bare skin. While Bulma begins to fuss, Gohan calls out to the prince to joke. It sure sounds like there's a lot going on inside. Prompting Videl to approach him to tend to the crying baby, assuring Vegeta she'll take care of her. The Saiyan then calls out for Gohan. Taking a seat next to him, he wants to know his plans for the next 2 years. Will he train or keep to his studies? And he intends to do both, actually. Vegeta then explains if that is indeed his decision, he would like to propose something. How about training with Whis? Kakarot is currently doing his last training with him. Knowing the two of them, they'd be delighted to take him in. Clearly our heroes are unaware of Goku's predicament. Either way, he also mentions Goten and Trunks have already told him they're in. Gohan regrets to inform he's pretty set on his idea of what to do during these 2 years, so he'll have to decline the invitation. By the way, for Goten and Trunks, his dad told him about a kind of hyperbolic time chamber. An idea Vegeta loves. He can accompany them himself. On Gohan's side, he inquires if he thinks Krillin, Yamcha, and Tien could be of any help. And if so, what could they do? Taking off his glasses and thinking a moment, Gohan thinks he knows just the thing. Moments later, Gohan pierces through the sky, making his way to Krillin's house. Below, he finds the entire family outside as he touches down to say hello. Setting his daughter down, Krillin asks his old friend how he's doing. While he says he's doing just fine, he gets straight down to business. He questions if he knows where Yamcha and Tien are. And as luck would have it, the both of them are inside right now, apparently coming over during Goku's intergalactic battle. Which is perfect. Gohan asks what kind of training he'll be doing over the next couple years. Though growing a nervous smile, he presses him to wait and calm down a second. That's when Gohan's phone goes off. It's Vegeta. And looking in the background, we see Beerus, Whis, and the boys. The prince tells how he's with Whis, and he's just been informed. Kakarot was in Universe Zero when the Grand Priest froze it. As a stunned silence fills the area, Vegeta tries in vain to get Gohan to answer. Back with Piccolo, the stranger from before calls out,
"Don't pretend, Namek,"
revealing the two other Namekians from the Tournament of Power, Panel and Seonel, from our left to right, accompanied by the Supreme Kai of Universe 6. They believe joining forces over the next 2 years will give them their best chance at victory. Though Piccolo, who barely gives them an ounce of his attention, asks if they think he can really help them. Helena believes that each of them have something unique to contribute, so yes, he does. And in that case, Piccolo agrees, but before they leave, he has something to do first. Meanwhile, on planet Vampa, the trio emerge from their cave to find a Capsule Corp ship touching down. Cheelai shouts out to greet Bulma with excitement. They must have had a bit of communication between the events of Broly coming to Earth and the moment before us now. The scientist returns the greeting while smiling if it isn't her favorite aliens. Walking over, this is the first time she's got to see Broly up close, commenting she didn't think he was this tall. Taking the enthusiasm out of Cheelai with a spout of territorialism. Still red in the face, she questions what Bulma wants from him anyway. And naturally, they saw the black ball in the sky, right? Limo finds this curious. He's surprised to hear she also had that strange dream. But a dream? No, it was real life. It was the Grand Priest. But Limo continues to argue that all three of them simply dreamt of it. Bulma then believes she's figured it out. They were all certainly sleeping when the Grand Priest made his announcement. He must have found no other way to warn billions of beings who would have been sleeping at the time. Cheelai leaps forward, beckoning. So it was real? Does this mean there is an imminent war on the horizon right now? And that is the unfortunate reality they're faced with. That's when Bulma's communicator goes off. Whis, of course, who delivers the same bad news to her as he did the others. With Gohan, he states the obvious that without his dad, they all have a sure role to play, and he already knows what training would suit him best. Around the room, we have the aforementioned warriors, plus Master Roshi. Krillin states he understands, but he couldn't do anything during the Tournament of Power. Heck, he didn't even face off with the most dangerous warriors and he still struggled. So what does he want him to do in a war involving the most powerful deities? He'd like to give everyone some big Goku-like speech, but he's not that man. Roshi admits he agrees with Krillin, but is still willing to fight. However, he has been training for almost 350 years. He doesn't see how he can progress any further. Krillin admits he knows this isn't a noble way of thinking, but he belongs here, with his wife and Moran. Clenching his fist, Gohan explains for years, Son Goku has been protecting them all and giving his life to the weak without hesitation. If anyone wants to stay here, do it. But his father and billions upon billions of people are waiting for them and need their help. Yamcha figures since he doesn't have a family or anything to protect, he can take part. Tien feels the same. Standing, 18 prompts Krillin to follow her. Now in the kitchen, she tells her husband to listen. She knows that all he wants is the best for her and Moran, but above all else, this is not just about their lives. And he knows, but she continues. She tells him whatever choice he makes, she will support him in any case. If he chooses to fight, she too will fight. If he chooses to stay, she will also stay. Back with Vegeta, Trunks tears up as he bids goodbye to his little sister. He knows that 2 years is as long as her whole life, but he promises he'll come back as soon as possible. He wants her to become a big girl, and soon she'll be a strong little princess. His father tells him that's enough. It's time to leave, doing so while simultaneously ushering Goten away. Picking up his daughter, he instructs Trunks to board the cube. Double-checking to make sure they're all out of ear and eye shot. In a rare display of affection, he tells his princess not to worry, her daddy will be back. With our heroes venturing off to train in a place similar to the Hyperbolic Time Chamber, where exactly will this take them? Is there anything the humans of Earth can offer in this war? And being so young, will Goten and Trunks be able to fully benefit from the training of Whis? A small pickup truck scuttles down the road, debris of West City scattered on the shoulders. It slows to a stop in front of Whis, Vegeta, and the boys, who are heading off to the cube which will take them to Beerus' world. Vegeta finishes slipping on his gloves as he thanks someone for taking care of Bola while they'll be gone. His father-in-law, Dr. Brief, who is more than happy to take on the task, After all, that's a sweet little granddaughter he's talking about. It's not like he has anything more exciting to do anyway. Holding his sister one final time, Trunks sheds a couple more silent tears wishing he could get to see her grow up. His father ruffles his hair knowing how he feels, whether the others know it or not. Entering the cube, he informs that Gohan and the others will be here soon and it shouldn't take him too much longer. They too will be joining him for a portion of the journey. And moments later, Gohan, Krillin, Yamcha, and Tien step forward, while 18 stays behind to tend to her daughter, and Roshi staying put because he doesn't believe he can benefit from any further training. Leading the pack, Krillin shouts they'll give it everything they've got. It's time to enter that cube. Whis checks to make sure that's everyone, and if so, where would they like to be taken to for their training? Gohan confirms this is all who's going, and he'd like to start by going to Universe 9. This throws Vegeta off guard. What could they possibly learn in that realm? What does he have in mind? Who figures it'd be the best place for Yamcha, Tien, and Krillin? They're gonna go to see the Trio de Dangers. He hasn't contacted him yet, but he's sure they'll accept. If we remember, these are the werewolf-like warriors from the preliminary fights. Though Krillin isn't very excited about the idea, arguing, Trio de Dangers? Seriously? Gohan enthusiastically retorts, well yeah, they'd have made mincemeat of Cell, and nearly did out of Majin Buu. From a previous conversation he had with Tien regarding the Tournament of Power, the Wolf-Fang Fist Fighter asks if these are the 3 Fox guys from before. From the stories he's heard, he's not very impressed by this dangerous trio of canines. In fact, he'll just handle them all by himself. Knowing full well what a mistake this would be, Tien advises his friend not get too far ahead of himself. Even Krillin and Gohan have to let out a lighthearted laugh at Yamcha's never-ending confidence. Who can blame him? After all, he did so well against the Cell Juniors, Android 17 and 18, Dr. Gero, and he really gave it his all against that Cyberman. So Gohan merely tells him they'll see how that goes. Yamcha continues unwavered, promising they'll be begging him to spare him once he's done. But as patience runs out, Whis lifts the cube to get him started. Trunks bids farewell to his grandfather and sister, as when he will next get to see him, very much will have changed for them all. Outside planet Vampa. From inside their ship, Jocko announces that for the first time in the history of the Galactic Patrol, they will be moving from one universe to another, so everybody better hang on. Chila's confused. Move from one universe to another? And that's right, planet Sadala is situated in Universe 6. With an accelerated, let's go! Jocko guns it past light speed at 100 times faster than Plaid. Bulma screams she's going to kill Jocko for this. Meanwhile, at the same speed if not faster, our usual heroes enjoy a leisurely cruise from Universe 7 to Universe 9. Just as everyone begins to grow a bit bored, Whis announces they have arrived. Planet Kalaman. They've made it to their first destination. Krillin jokes that the Angel makes an excellent taxi service, but he only questions, Attack what? In the background, we get a glimpse of the world they will soon be arriving on. It appears to be swirling with a strange mist of some kind. Gohan points this out to the others. The planet seems to be made of cotton or something. Their guide informs that planet Kalaman is indeed known for having a thick layer of clouds surrounding it. Curious that it's actually known for this, Krillin asks just how thick this layer of clouds is. And more or less, it's about 3,000 kilometers thick, or 1,860 miles, which is half the radius of the planet at its center. But that much? And they have to go straight through it? With a flick of the wrist, Whis is easily able to open a hole through the fog, causing Gohan to smirk that it seems like that won't be a problem. Although, it is a bit strange that he thought that would be a problem. They did just travel through complete universes, and he really thought a little cloud was going to stop him now. On the surface, the light from space pierces through the barrier like overcast, creating an almost biblical-esque scene. Krillin peers over the edge of the cube to gaze into the abyss below. No time to check it out now, it's go time! He signals for Gohan, Yamcha, and Tien to follow him. But Gohan objects. He informs his allies he'll be getting off at the next stop. Yamcha sighs. Ah, so you decided to go after all. Which Gohan thinks will be better for him. But where could he plan on going? With the boys to train with Whis? At any rate, Tien wishes him luck. The Saiyan then questions if Whis heard what he said, who confirms. Moments later, Goten and Trunks wonder why Vegeta decided to get off here of all places. Universe 6, Planet Sadala. On the ground itself this time, a group of Saiyans approach baffled at the technology before them. They've never seen a ship like this before. Vegeta exits to get his first look at his alternative home planet, the fate that could have befallen his own people. A warrior with a mechanical arm recognizes the alien as a Saiyan, excited to see a familiar sight. Though Vegeta doesn't return his sentiment. Thwacking the native, he barks, "A Saiyan! I'm your prince, you moron!" Making a grave mistake, the other surrounding Saiyans take an offensive stance. One bellows if he's looking for a fight, he's in for a treat. But the visitor only mocks at a one-armed man, a one-eyed man, and an army of wimps who wouldn't even be worth a power level of 1000. Is he really going to stoop to this? And finally, at their stop, Trunks looks out to the world before him shouting, "Look, Goten, it's Beerus' planet!" Though the son of Goku is a bit taken aback. It's a lot smaller than he expected. But Trunks argues who cares? How cool would it be to own your own planet? The destroyer takes note of their arrival. Jumping up, he angrily questions Whis, "What the heck is this?" Clearly not expecting any visitors. With a giggle, he implores Lord Beerus to please be indulgent and welcome their new visitors. But furiously shaking his head, he doesn't care. This isn't some kind of Club Med for Saiyans. They need to go home. He doesn't want any kids around. Club Med being a French travel and tourism company, which I totally 1000% knew before looking up. But these remarks reverberate through Goten. A Club Med? Is he serious? His dad might be dead by now, and he's just worried about having an entire planet all to himself? The god warns the mortal to watch his tone. His father is the least of their worries in a war of this magnitude. And anyway, the hothead Goku is. He would have died one way or another when the battle actually starts. This insult causes Goten to launch towards Beerus, ready to defend his dad's honor without a second thought. But Trunks wisely tries to jump between him in an effort to stop his friend. He asks Goten if he's crazy. But the boy isn't ready to listen to any semblance of reason, telling Trunks to move out of the way. Knowing what's at stake, the likely outcome of this altercation, Vegeta's son isn't having this nonsense and tries everything he can to prevent Goten from retaliating. Who only again tells him to please move. Stop falling! Throwing Goten through a small satellite, the Saiyan grunts to Beerus it's not over. As the destroyer grabs his face, beginning to utter the word, Hakai. He stops himself, perhaps coming to his senses, or perhaps teaching him a lesson. Flicking the child on the forehead, he's knocked out cold. Beerus then calmly turns to Whis to insist that he is adamant that there will be no guests on his planet, so they must go practice their training elsewhere. Back with their favorite Earthlings, the gang tries in vain to communicate with the planet's natives. Tien attempts to get the attention of one more, but no one is answering him. Krillin deduces that the locals simply don't speak their language, which is admittedly strange. Bergamo, Lavender, and Basil understood him just fine. Finding themselves lost in the crowd, the situation may take a bit longer to resolve than our heroes hoped. But luckily, just who they're looking for happened around the corner. Basil points out to his brothers that it's the Universe 7 warriors over there. They think it's possible that they're the ones who made the hole in the sky that the kids told him about. And with Vegeta's little skirmish ending about as one would figure, a voice shouts from behind a hill demanding to know who piled up her buddies. Revealing Caulifla, who's completely baffled in seeing Vegeta and questions what the heck is he doing here? How could Vegeta possibly benefit from traveling here of all places? Does he plan on training with Kefla, the fusion of Kale and Caulifla? And where has Gohan decided to take his own training?